Lads, welcome back to another live duel. Today I am your host, Christian, the Havercard Man. And today we have Travis and Patrick going against each other again. And Patrick is piloting his Despia Brave deck as per usual, with Travis on the right running a Kraken rank 4 water control. So he actually is going to win the die roll right off the bat here. He's going to go straight for one of his sharks. I'm not sure what name that is, but he's just going to follow it up with a Silent Angler. Be able to go to a Bahamut Shark and attempt to make that totally awesome, but that is going to be met by an Imperm from Patrick, which is just absolutely incredible in this scenario, keeping Travis off of that negate. And unfortunately, Travis has to just pass on that with no back row or anything else to help him out here. So Pat is going to open up with his Fright for Patrick here to search for the Edge Chain and the Polymerization, gaining some early advantage, which is going to allow him to just extend freely here. So he's going to Foolish Burial. He's going to Foolish Burial for the Despian Tragedy. I personally feel this was a mistake because he already had a Tragedy in hand, and I get that he wanted to search the Eluber to get a Brandon in red, but what I feel might have been the better play personally was to poly with the Tragedy and the Chain in hand to make a Fusion Monster, get the Tragedy search, go for the Eluber, get the Brandon in red. But that way you could have saved the Foolish Burial to send a Dramaturge instead. Because if he had done that, he'd be able to use the Brandon in red to fusion summon a monster and get the Dramaturge summon off of it as well. I totally understand the playline he was going here, and I don't think there's anything like inherently wrong with it. That's just like how I personally would have played out the turn, but he's obviously had a lot more experience with Despia than I have, so who's to say which one's is actually the better play, in all honesty. But so he's going to go here. He's going to get his Edge Chain, search for another Fright for Patchwork for the follow-up play. He does have a Masquerade, the Blazing Dragon on field with his Eluber as well. It looked like he had the Despia Theater, so he's going to now use that to fuse off his Edge Chain and his Eluber to go into a Quaertes, turning Travis's Bahamut Shark into a 0-attack monster. Going to attack in for 5k and activate Brandon Red in the battle phase. This was a slight misread. Neither player caught it, but when you activate Brandon Red, like whatever monster you fusion summon off of it cannot attack directly the turn it is summoned. So unfortunately, this actually would not have been game here. Travis did not have to scoop, but in the end, it most likely wouldn't have really changed the outcome of the game at all, so it's totally fine. So player's going to go into siding really quick. We'll just kind of cut past that for you guys. Going into game 2 here, obviously Travis is going to opt to go first again since he is playing a control build, so it only makes sense. Patrick just kind of doing something off screen here, probably fixing the life point counter, making sure that's ready to go. Getting the opening 5 here. Patrick's hand's looking pretty good. Can't really tell too much what Travis's is, but I think he's got a pretty good amount going on here. So this is going to go a Buzzsaw Shark as his normal summon. That is actually pretty dang good here. So he's going to follow it up with the Silent Angler again, and then use the Buzzsaw Shark's effect, because it is not an on-summon effect, to get an extra body from the deck. Patrick having no disruption for this point in time. He's going to get another one of his fish monsters out. So he's got 3 level 4s right now, I think, if I remember correctly here. We will see in just a moment. So he's going to summon another one from hand. So it looks like the one he summoned from deck was actually a level 3. So he's going to go into the... Oh, what is that? Is that the Super Quantal rank 3? Wow, that's been a minute. He's going to go do another Bahamut Shark, and Patrick's going to immediately effect Veiler it again, or attempting to summon. So, and then Patrick gets to follow up right away with the Brave Engine, meaning he just has very early access into a lot of ways to just pick apart Travis's board and then be able to go into his own plays. That's what makes Despia really nasty, is even though the Brave Engine shuts off normal summon effects, Despia really doesn't care all that much. So he's going to go for the Fright for Patchwork right afterwards to get the Edge Chain and the Polymerization, opening up both of those both games. Just absolutely incredible here. So he's looking through his extra deck, trying to figure out what play to go with here. He's got like quite a few different options. Obviously, he's got the Polymerization. He's got another Foolish Burial, opening that up 2 games in a row. My man is just too good at this game. So he's going to search, or use the Tragedy again to be able to search for the Eluber, as it's just kind of normal. So unfortunately, he can't use his normal summon to search for it, which means Patrick kind of has to think around his plays a little bit differently here. So obviously, he's just going to start off with the Adventure Engine to get the token, using Rite of Arameshir, and then getting the Fateful Adventure off of that as well. I believe he is going to attempt to summon first before using Fateful Adventure's effect to search for a monster. He's kind of thinking on his play here. He's trying to figure out exactly which method to go with. Travis is attempting to activate his Super Quantal monster, but he doesn't realize that it's not a quick effect, since he does not have a Quantal underneath it as a material. So very unfortunate for Travis. It's still a nice 2,800 booty, but that's probably not going to be enough to save him in this situation. So Patrick reading his card again, making sure he understands Fateful Adventure, which way it works. So he is actually going to go searching for the monster first and then send a card to the graveyard. I suppose that entirely makes sense with Despia, to be quite honest. So he's actually going to dump, looks like the Edge Chain, so he can just search for that Fright for Patchwork right now and just have it. not entirely a bad choice. I can't at all disagree with that. So he's gonna summon the Griffin Rider now since he has the token on field, which means he has a negate ready to go in case anything happens. And just kind of thinking on his plays here, he's hating the Bahamut Shark. He's, just does not like that card. So he's gonna go ahead and get the Draco back now from the deck since he summoned the Wandering Griffin Rider here. Shuffle up, and Travis is just gonna say, don't worry about it. Alright, so Patrick looking at his extra deck now, deciding more and more on plays, kind of trying to figure out what to go with here, because he knows he needs to fuse. He's just not sure on which one to go with first or how to go about breaking his board. So he's actually going to use the Draco back to send the Super Quantal back to the extra deck and get that monster off the field, meaning that Travis's defenses are much lower now. So Patrick is going to follow up, going straight into the polymerization here. Once again, just deciding what materials exactly to use. So he's going to go in this instance, and he's going to actually go for 3. He's going to use the token, it looks like a Dramaturge and an Aluber, to go to a Guardian Chimera, which is just insane. He used 2 from hand, so he gets to draw 2 and pop 1, meaning the Bahamut Shark is gone, and he gets to summon Dramaturge back from the graveyard since it was used as material. And it looks like this is enough damage for game once again. Despia Brave taking an absolutely quick OTK and a quick 2-0 against Kraken Control. Kraken Control doesn't seem like too bad of a deck as long as you can actually get to the control parts of your deck when you don't get Impermed or Veilered. That's all we got for you today, lads. Sorry this was a little bit shorter of a live duel, but it just went so quick. There was no reason to have it be like a 15-minute video. But that's all we got for you guys today, and make sure you tune in for the next one. If you like this or you want to see the deck profiles for either of these or deck reviews, be sure to stay tuned on the channel. Hit that subscribe button down below so you guys get notified, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much, lads, and remember, good fun. Have luck.